You're sitting in the middle of a funeral or a job interview or some moment where laughing would be genuinely catastrophic and something makes you do it anyway. Your body just fires it completely unprompted, like it missed the memo about the situation. Here's the thing. Laughter isn't a response to something being funny. It predates funny by millions of years, and understanding where it actually came from will change how you think about every laugh you've had since. So, what is laughter actually doing in your body when it fires? Start with the mechanics because they're stranger than you'd expect. When a chimpanzee laughs, and they do laugh, visibly, unmistakably, it sounds like fast, breathy panting. Ha 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 ha. But here's the detail that matters. They do it on both the inhale and the exhale. Air in, sound out. Air out, sound out. Humans don't do that. We laugh only on the exhale. That single difference, one direction of airflow instead of two, is the first clue that something shifted when our lineage diverged from theirs. Evolution doesn't change a breathing pattern for no reason. It changed it because we needed to produce longer, louder, more socially readable signals. The exhale-only laugh carries further. It's more controlled, it's more useful, which tells you immediately that laughter in humans was being shaped by social pressure, not just physical reflex. Now push that further back, way further back than primates. Neuroscientist Jaak Panksepp, one of the foundational researchers in affective neuroscience, discovered that rats emit ultrasonic chirps at around 50 kilohertz when they're tickled or engaged in play. 50 kilohertz is a frequency humans can't hear without equipment, which is probably why no one noticed for a very long time. But the rats were doing it constantly during play. And the moment the play stopped, the chirping stopped. Panksepp called it rat laughter, which is either the most delightful or most unsettling thing you've heard today, depending on your relationship with rodents. The point isn't that rats are secretly comedians. The point is that this vocalization, this "we are playing, this is not a real attack, keep going" signal, appears in mammals separated from us by tens of millions of years of evolution. That's not a coincidence. That's a conserved biological function. Here's what that means for the core claim. Laughter almost certainly began as a play signal, a vocal shorthand for "this is not a real threat." Think about what's at stake in that moment for a social animal. You're wrestling with a group member, making the same physical moves you'd make in a genuine fight. Without a reliable signal that this is play and not aggression, someone reads it wrong, responds with real force, and now you have a fractured alliance or a dead group member. In a world where survival depends on group cohesion, a misread wrestle isn't just awkward, it's potentially fatal. So the animals that could broadcast "I'm not actually trying to hurt you" in real time survived more of those moments, kept their alliances, stayed in the group. Repeat that for a few million generations, and you have a deeply wired neurological mechanism, which, incidentally, is now firing at you during a job interview. Then something else happened when hominid groups got larger. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar, known for his work on social group sizes, proposed that laughter took on a second function beyond play signaling. Physical grooming works fine in small groups, but as early human groups scaled up, grooming couldn't keep pace. You can only groom one individual at a time. Laughter, though, triggers endorphin release in everyone who laughs simultaneously. One person laughing in a group of 8 bonds, all 8 at once. One person grooming bonds, 2. Laughter became, in Dunbar's framing, a way to maintain social cohesion at scale, vocal grooming that worked across the whole group in a single moment. Which brings you to the uncomfortable reframe. Laughter is not really about the joke. The joke is just the delivery mechanism, the trigger that sets the mechanism off. The laughter itself is the ancient payload, a neurochemical bonding event your ancestors needed to survive in large, complicated, high-stakes social groups. The humor is the excuse. The endorphin release is the point. And that raises the question the hook already planted. If laughter evolved as a safety and bonding signal, why does it keep firing when you're terrified or embarrassed or watching someone else fall over a chair? That misfire is weirder and more revealing than it looks. Dunbar's vocal grooming idea, laughter bonding 8 people at once instead of 2, is either a beautiful insight or deeply unsettling proof that your social life runs on ancient autopilot. Which one lands harder for you? Drop your answer in the comments below. Either way, the real weirdness starts now, because that same mechanism is about to explain why your body laughs at completely the wrong moments. That misfire you've been carrying since the hook, the laugh that escapes during a job interview, the involuntary giggle at a funeral, isn't a glitch in your personality. It's the original program running exactly as written, just in the wrong century. Go back to what the previous section established. Laughter began as a play signal, a real-time broadcast of "this is not a real threat." In primate groups, a subordinate animal approaching a dominant one will produce a laughter-like vocalization before any contact happens. Not because anything is funny, not even close, because the signal means, "I am not a threat. Please do not respond as if I am." That is nervous laughter, completely unedited, still running, in a body that now attends quarterly performance reviews. That's not a metaphor. That's the actual mechanism, just wearing business casual. Now here's the specificity anchor. Researcher Robert Provine spent years documenting exactly when humans laugh and what triggers it. What he found is genuinely strange. People are roughly 30 times more likely to laugh in social situations than when they're alone. And the majority of laughs in ordinary conversation don't follow anything resembling a joke. They follow sentences like, "I'll see you later," or "I know," or "that makes sense." The laugh isn't tracking comedy. It's tracking social safety, scanning the room, reading the relationship, broadcasting, "We are okay. The alliance is intact." Which brings in vocal contagion, the reason hearing laughter makes you laugh even when you have no idea what's funny, and the reason laugh tracks work on you even when you find them actively irritating. Your auditory cortex has a dedicated fast-track response to human laughter sounds that bypasses the "is this actually funny" evaluation step entirely. The evaluation happens afterward, if at all. The laugh response fires first. You are, in the most literal neurological sense, being socially groomed by a television. The laugh track isn't manipulating your sense of humor. It's triggering an ancient social safety reflex that predates humor by millions of years. The producers of those shows did not know this, but evolution did. And then there's the most unsettling version, involuntary laughter disorder, a neurological condition where damage to specific brain regions causes uncontrollable, sustained laughter with no emotional content attached. The person isn't amused. They're not happy. The laughter mechanism has simply decoupled from the feeling of finding something funny, and the two now run independently, which reveals something important. The laughter mechanism and the subjective experience of amusement operate on entirely separate neural hardware. They usually arrive together, so you assume they're the same thing. They are not. Now, return to the Hook's opening scene. You, laughing at the worst possible moment. The funeral. The interview. The argument where someone says something so absurd your body betrays you completely. That was not a social failure. That was a 10-million-year-old primate safety signal, calibrated for small groups, high-stakes alliances, and the constant threat of misread aggression, firing in a context it was never designed to handle, because evolution does not issue software updates on a schedule that keeps pace with modern professional norms. The next time laughter ambushes you at exactly the wrong moment, you are not broken. You are running very old code in a very new world. And given everything your ancestors survived to get you here, that code did its job. It just hasn't gotten the memo that the job description changed. Subscribe for more on the ancient wiring behind things you do every day, and watch this one next.